Health Management Agency organizes a Kusha town hall meeting in Ibile divisions. Federal government plans upgrade of Bornu Dam to mitigate flooding. On the foreign scene, UK describes Roger's spy claims against British diplomat as baseless. In sport, president of Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria urges NFF to employ indigenous coach. Now the details. I am Taiwo Baruwa. In its commitment to it ensuring customer satisfaction and feedback from aids and release, the Lagos State Health Management Agency LASHMA has organized an Eco-Social Health Alliance Ekosha Town Hall meeting with the vulnerable under Ilera Eco Health Insurance in the 5 Bila divisions in the state. Permanent Secretary LASHMA Emmanuel Azamba, while flagging of the Ekosha Ibila Division's Town Hall meeting at Ikosi Sherry Local Council Development Area, said it became necessary for the agency to organize the forum to be abreast of how enrollees are being treated while accessing care at the hospitals, understand the challenges they face and proffer solutions. Zamba said the feedback from enrollees will also enable LASHMA to ensure better planning, implementation and monitoring processes. She urged the vulnerable enrollees to shun self-medication and drug abuse, but rather implored them to access care whenever they are ill, adding that the agency is fully committed to ensuring that enrollees receive the highest quality of care so that they can live a healthy life. The Lagos State Materials Testing Laboratory Agency, LSMTL, has rolled out advanced operational modalities on meeting the volatile opportunities and challenges of rapid urbanization to settlement across Lagos State. Speaking during the visit of a delegation from the Lagos State Parastatals Monitoring Office, PMO, led by its Permanent Secretary Adetutu Shosonya, the General Manager of LSMTL, Olayinka Abdul, stated that to effectively fulfill the mandate of her agency in protecting integrity of structures, high standards of safety and quality must be strictly adhered to by all stakeholders within the built industry. Abdul said non-destructive tests will be conducted on buildings that have been erected for more than 10 years to indicate precision in performance. The general manager noted that many developers may not fully understand the importance of using tested materials. Hence, the agency will initiate awareness campaigns, workshops and seminars designed to educate stakeholders about the value of quality materials testing. Earlier in her address, the Permanent Secretary, Parastatals Monitoring Office, Adetutu Shosonya, averred that walk the talk move of her agency was targeted at grooming values in parastatals and agencies of government to mitigate effect shaped by execution of responsibilities for optimal delivery. She called for collaborations of LSMTL with other government agencies in measuring up her standards as the bedrock of the built industry to ensure safety to structures. The Petroleum Dealers Association of Nigeria, PEDAN, has called on the federal government to take immediate action to address the escalating fuel prices that are affecting businesses and consumers across the country. Ebonyi State Chairman of the association, Silas Njaka, made the call in Abakaliki after the state government sealed off 3 filling stations in the state over alleged meter adjustment and other sharp practices. Njaka blamed the persistent rise in the pump price of petroleum products in the country on the removal of fuel subsidy by the federal government and called for immediate action by the president to address the challenges. The PETCAN chairman urged the federal government to explore means of ameliorating the sufferings of the people by urgently addressing the challenges in the country's oil industry. Now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has announced plans to upgrade the Aral Dam in Borno State to mitigate the risk of future spillovers. Minister of Water Resources and Sanitation Joseph Osef made the announcement following an assessment visit to the flood-affected locations in Maiduguri. The minister, accompanied by the Minister of State, Bello Goronyo, and management staff, said a technical team has been deployed for an on-the-spot assessment aimed at finding a long-term solution to the region's persistent flooding. He also announced that the Alao Dam, under the ministry's supervision, will be upgraded to better handle excess water from heavy rainfall. Osev assured that the ministry will provide sanitary kits and other support to the state government to prevent potential epidemics. The Alao Dam, which has a capacity of 112 million cubic meters, recently experienced an unprecedented flood that severely impacted Maiduguri and its surrounding areas. The Chief of Army Staff, Taiwo Baruwa, has tasked troops across the country to rise up to evolving multidimensional challenges in the country. Baruwa also urged the troops to remain focused on enhancing operational effectiveness through the use of technology in tackling modern multidimensional security challenges. He stated this in his opening address during the seminar with the theme Leveraging Digital Transformation for Enhanced Professional Effectiveness in the Nigerian Army Operation Safe Haven, OPSH, in Perspective. Baruwa, who was represented by General Officer Commanding 3 Division Abdusalam Abubakar, said transformation is not merely adopting new technologies, rather it is about fostering the culture of innovative and encouraging adaptability in a rapidly changing operating environment. He lauded the fact that the target audience for the seminar are the junior and middle cadre leaders capable of driving the technological advancement of the Nigerian Army. In foreign news, the UK Foreign Office has called Russian allegations of spying against British diplomat completely baseless. This comes as Russia's President Vladimir Putin warned the West against allowing Ukraine to use long-range weapons to target Russia. Putin said such action would mean NATO would be directly participating in the conflict. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who has arrived in Washington ahead of a meeting with President Joe Biden, said Russia had started the war in Ukraine and could end it straight away. In sport now, President of Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria, Vincent Okumagba, has urged the Nigeria Football Federation NFF to consider appointing an indigenous coach to lead the Super Eagles. Okumagba said this should be the next line of action to move the Super Eagles forward ahead of the next qualifying games. He urged the NFF to look inwards and get the best local coach to secure the World Cup and the African Cup of Nations AFCON ticket for the country. Former Super Eagles defender and technical director of NFF, Austin Eguavoin, is in charge of the team in the interim after German Bruno Labbadia, who was expected to coach the team after the resignation of Finidi George, rejected the offer following a botched contract. And that's it on the news at 4. But just before we go, use the walkway where available to avoid accident. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo Electrician constructed watch towers with alarm bells and perimeter fences in model colleges? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. In its commitment towards ensuring customer satisfaction and feedback from its enrollees, the Lagos State Health Management Agency, LASHMA, has organized an Eco Social Health Alliance, ECOSHA, town hall meeting with the vulnerable under Ilera Eco Health Insurance in the 5 Ibila divisions in the state. The federal government has announced plans to upgrade the Alao Dam in Borno State to mitigate the risk of future spillovers. We also told you that the UK Foreign Office has called Russian allegations of spying against British diplomats completely baseless. And finally, sport president of Super Eagles Supporters Club of Nigeria, Vincent Okumagba, has urged the Nigeria Footballers Federation to consider appointing an indigenous coach to lead the Super Eagles. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. I am Taiwo Baruwa. Thank you for listening.